Oh, I like the roof. That looks like chrome with leather seats. Beautiful. It's a 55 of the Try-five series. From a distance, it can look like a lot of these cars are all similar, but one thing to know is that with the 55s, they did have the fuel door on the right hand side of the fender on the driver's side. So that's one way to pick it. So I know that if I see it on this side, then I'll know that it's a 55. Fair enough. All right, everybody. So I'm here at Pigeon Forge at the Try-five, the Chevy Try-five Roundup Classic here at the Inn at Christmas Place. And I've met some lovely gentlemen. They're going to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about what they're doing here and what kind of cars they have. So I'm going to put you all on the spot. All right, how you going?
Hi, I'm Mac. I'm from North Kentucky, got a 55 Chevy.
This is your 55 Chevy, Mac? Okay, let me get the car and then I'll come back. Mac, can you tell me a little bit about the engine?
350 out of a Chevy pickup.
350 from a Chevy pickup?
Yep, it's got a 4-barrel on top, 4-speed manual transmission behind it. It's got the vintage air on here.
What's that?
Air conditioning for the cabin.
Okay.
So, did a total restoration in 2004.
2004. And what was it like before 2004? All original?
No, it was kind of an orange and white, tinted windows. It was a driver, what they would call a driver.
A driver, okay.
It wasn't a show car.
It wasn't a show car.
This became a show car.
It definitely looks like a show car. I love the powder blue. And I always say, if I can take myself back in time, I would be driving a convertible classic Chevy. This color, this exact color. I think it's the influence of the movies. Now, when did you get this? How long have you had it for?
I've had it since 1997.
1997, okay, okay. Spending a lot of time and effort on it, I can tell.
I had one when I was in high school.
Yep.
Didn't know what I had, I sold it. Wished I hadn't, as soon as I did.
What was that?
55 Chevy. And then I sold, 25 years later, I bought this one.
A 56?
55.
55 as well, yep. Yep. And how long have you had it for?
I have had it for about 32 years, I think.
32 years.
But it's only been fixed for like 26 years. It's been on the road for 26 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you drive it around, you've had no issues?
No.
No problems?
No, not to mount anything, just small stuff. Of course, that's normal these days.
That's normal. Come, let's have a look at inside the engine. But now the interior here. Is this original?
Yeah, it's not original for this car, but
Yep.
it is original material.
Let's have a look, because that is fascinating.
Okay.
I love the orange, the reddish color
Uh-huh.
with the
Thank you.
cream.
Thank you.
It really makes it pop.
Oh yeah.
It's been also it's been drove 44,000 miles since I redone the car. Got it on the road in 96.
Well done. I love it when a car is kept in this condition it's maintained, it's loved, and it's driven.
Yeah,
I love that.
I do too. For other people.
Yep. Because everybody would love to see this on the road.
Right, right.
Love this at the front here. 55. The Try-five series of the Chevrolet Classics. Love this. And now I look at this and I see a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be a plane or?
Well, I guess sort of. That's what they kind of pattern after, but most people call them birds.
Birds,
Yeah,
okay.
like a hood bird is what they call them actually.
A hood bird, okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know what we call the hood in Australia? Bonnet.
Oh, that's right. I've heard that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the trunk is a boot.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So what have you got underneath that?
It's got a 70 model 350 engine. It's got probably about 325 horsepower.
Nice. Not enough to wake up the entire street, but
No.
still enough to
it's dependable.
let you
It's
feel
never
it.
give me any problems. I rebuilt it before it was put in this car.
Well, you've
and
been driving it for so long, so
then I've got a 700 overdrive automatic, 4-speed automatic. It's got disc brakes on the front,
nice.
rack and pinion steering, power windows, power seat,
Nice.
12 bolt Chevelle rear end.
Yep.
It's the running gear has all been modified somewhat, not to the extreme, but
Yep.
but where you can get out and drive it, enjoy it. Rides good, drives good.
Well, I guess you are the epiphany of what they say, nothing beats a classic.
That's true.
You've got it, it looks beautiful, runs smoothly, and it's in pristine condition.
Well, thank you, thank you,
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
thank you.
It wasn't meant to
Labor of
be,
love.
but look, you got this now. Yeah, labor of love, exactly.
Next one's for the romantics out there. Feel free to
This is a nice green. Ooh, I have to ask about this engine. I gotta know what's going on there. Alright, let's have a look at this car first.
He was selling everything but the house because he was going to buy a motorhome. And he said, me and my wife are going to travel as long as she's helping not to travel. And he said, I just bought the truck from him to help him out. He said, I'm going to share it. He said, that's why I'm doing
Now I've got a real old soul, and if I could do one thing when I go back in time, it would be to drive one of these, the 57 to be exact. Beautiful. Oh, this is nice. Wow. It's a black and then the end of it is maroon. It's got a Corvette engine, so very nice. Wow. Doesn't even feel or look like a boot, or a trunk I should say. You Americans will wonder what this Aussie means when she's saying boot, trunk.
Hello, how y'all doing? Hey. I finally sobered up.
All right.
You got my wife down yet? You got mine all clean now?
Hey Harold, so you've got 2 of these,
Mm-hmm.
and you're giving one to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll mail it to you.
Yeah, he's gonna mail it to me, which is even better.
Send it COD, collect on delivery.
Collect on delivery. I love it. I love it. I'll take it any day. All right. So, what can you tell me about this beautiful classic right here?
Well, I bought it.
I want to do that out your way.
It's all right.
I bought it in '95
Mm-hmm.
from the original owner. They bought it in '55.
So you bought it from the original owner.
From the original owner in 1995.
Wow.
And,
They kept it for a long time.
yeah,
So what was the condition when you bought it?
it was all original. It was a two-tone, a green and light green.
Green and a light green.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture?
No, I don't have a picture
Oh.
of them.
That's all right.
But and it had, everything was original on it, and I took it all apart, every piece of it, changed the engine, put a 350 engine in it. Automatic
Done a
transmission.
fabulous job. So let's talk about the engine. I always like to.
It's not as clean as some of these on here, but I drive it.
You
We drove
drive it,
300
beautiful.
miles to get here.
You drove this 300 miles.
300 miles.
See, I love that. I love it when a beauty
We live
like
in
this gets
South
driven.
Carolina.
Okay, so say that again. What's the engine here?
A 350.
A 350.
Chevrolet engine.
Oh, it's an actual Chevy engine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Were all the Try-five series V8s? Were they all V8?
No, they had this one had a 6-cylinder in it
Okay.
when it was new.
Yep.
Had a straight drive gear on the column.
Yep. On the steering wheel.
Yeah, 3-speed.
Yep.
I just took all that out and put a 350 in automatic transmission. 350 automatic transmission. And
Well, if you want to drive it these days, I guess you'd have to do
yeah,
that.
You got and it's a whole lot easier and more dependable.
Mm-hmm.
But,
And why Chevy? Why do you like the Chevys?
my other one was my first car.
Okay.
I bought it in 1965.
Oh wow. And which model was that?
It's motor,
Model.
it's just identical to this one.
Okay.
They look like twins. From distance, you can't tell them apart.
Right.
We were gonna drive the other one, but we had trouble with it, and I didn't want to get on the road with it. Not that far, you know.
You could not drive another car.
Um,
No. No, that's fine. Be straight up honest. Wow.
I mean, the other one is something little small happened. I said no, I don't want to get on that chance.
Yeah,
you know.
you had to get the exact replica of the car that you had since you were how old?
I was 17.
17.
17, my first car,
17.
and I paid $150 for it. And,
All right.
It took me 6 weeks to pay for it. but
Oh, that's awesome.
I put all the good stuff on it: air conditioning, power steering,
Yep.
power disc brakes. And my wife drives this one most of the time because
She's a very lucky wife.
The power steering on it.
Look at this color.
I hadn't cleaned it up yet. I'm fixing to wipe it down now.
It's beautiful, and I'm just gonna say it. It's just sexy. The color, the red here, and then you got the white.
Yeah, it's kind
Oh,
of
beautiful. Look at this interior.
Yeah, she picked that out. I did the rest of the car. I said, now the interior is yours, whatever you want.
Yep. See, this is not a kid's car. I'd have to be all by myself and not have my 2 kids otherwise. With white like this,
It's a kind of a,
it's beautiful.
I don't know what color it is. It's kind of off-white.
Off-white. Pearl?
Color.
Pearl, yep.
But she picked it out, and she wanted the bucket seats in it.
Because before that it had the one seat.
Regular bench seat.
Bench seat, okay.
Yeah, just like the rest of them.
Yep.
And she wanted the bucket seats in it, and so I took about a Chevy Cruze and put them in here. And
From a Chevy Cruze, and you put the bucket seat in here.
Yeah.
It's she's got good taste. She's got good taste.
And the guy did the console for me and all that.
55 Bel Air of the Try-five series. Beautiful.
Yeah, I've been driving the other one for 57 years.
57 years.
Yes.
Like I said, a die-hard Chevy fan. That's what you are, sir.
Right,
That's
exactly.
what you are. Oh, it's great.
And you got to have 2 of them, because if one breaks, you got another one.
You can't have one, you gotta have two.
You got to have two.
You gotta have two.
Yep.
There's no way this man is parting with any of his classics. Even if I show up at his door, he will not be parting with
And I
them.
had another one, and I sold it. It was
Yeah.
a 55 too.
It was a 55 too.
Yep.
So I know that the 55s was a big deal when it came. But the 56 and the 57, they started to add things. They made it a bit more luxurious.
Yeah.
What's that face? I saw a face. So what do you think between, because you like the 55s?
My preference is a 56.
Okay.
Two-door hardtop. Me and my wife love the way they look.
That was the first year they brought the hardtop
No,
for
they had
the
hardtops in East Town. 55 hardtop.
in the two-door though.
His is hardtop. That's a two-door hardtop.
And that's oh okay, all right.
Yeah, it don't have a post
Yep.
in the windows.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
And why not the 57?
I don't know. 57's a pretty car, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just bought the 55.
Yep. You just like these ones.
Right.
Well, yeah. When your heart gets set on something.
57 just don't turn me on like 55. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I get it. I get it, sir.
Except the windshield. I got my son helped me put that in. And,
Okay, but
but
everything
the
else,
rest of it,
every bolt,
every piece of it.
you've done it yourself.
All fenders, doors, trunk lid. I had everything, and I painted every piece.
You've painted as well, everything
Yeah.
yourself,
Piece by piece.
piece by piece.
And some of them I put them together and then paint them.
Yeah.
I painted them, everything separate and put it back together.
Wow. Now,
Everything on it.
obviously, I'm a lady. So that for me is just it's just the same as reaching for the moon. How do you know, and where did you learn to put these cars back together?
My daddy was a mechanic
Okay.
all his life, and unfortunately he died when he was 34 years old.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And they say he was the best mechanic in town. I never knew him. I was 19 months old when he died.
Oh, wow.
But they said he was one of the best mechanics in the town he lived in. And then my brother is a mechanic. He's 80. He's 80 now.
Okay.
I'm 74. And we worked together in the dealerships for 50 years
Okay.
in our town.
Yep.
Chevrolet dealership, Cadillac. I did a lot of the Jap cars.
Over in
Mazdas,
South Carolina.
Toyotas.
Yep.
And then my son, believe it or not, he's a mechanic.
He's a mechanic too.
Yep, he worked with me for a couple of years in the dealership, and then
Yeah.
he's worked in town about 50 miles from us
Okay.
for 20 years. Traveled back and forth every day.
Family of mechanics.
Right.
Beautiful.
And now he's,
It's a very good skill to have.
a small engine mechanic. So,
Okay.
so we just evolved. You know, that's what we were put here to do.
Yep.
I have no desire to do anything else. I just love it. It just comes natural.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You know, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
Hard work is fun.
Well, usually the best things are hard.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you too.
55 Bel Air.
That's it. Yes.
Beautiful, sir. So that's all it takes, just a bit of shine and cleaning to keep them in pristine condition.
Oh yeah, that's not all.
And how have you been able to maintain this classic?
Listen, if I get to August with this car, I'll have it 55 years.
55 years, just yourself?
55 years for this car.
Wow.
We'll go around there and even like this, so no.
You got one here?
Me? No, I wish. I wish I would have a classic like this. This is amazing.
You know, it's just a lot of patience and rubbing over the years and
Yeah.
maintaining.
Do you remember the day you got it?
Yes.
What was going
August
on?
the 12th, 1967.
And how did you come across this one?
It was advertised in the newspaper for sale,
Okay.
and I went and looked at it, and I gave $250 for it.
Say that again, please.
$250.
Wow.
But that was in '67.
Which would have been a lot of money.
A lot of money.
But still, wow. It's definitely shining now. It's definitely shining. You did a great job. You got rid of all that dust. I filmed it before.
He will start on my neck.
I saw it before and I said, don't worry about the dust. It still looks beautiful. But now with the shine on, oh yeah.
Now you saved the best till last, right?
I saved the best for last.
You saved the best till last.
He's so full of it.
Thank you very much. I didn't say anything bad about you.
I know you will before the day's over. So I'm gonna get
Listen,
you now.
wait till you walk away. Part of the fun of all this is writing your friends.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Giving them down the
no,
road about whatever. That's part of the
So you guys have been friends or?
We met here 4 or 5 years ago, I guess,
yeah.
didn't we? So
That's what I was telling her. I said, you meet some of the nicest people, and when you're doing this.
And I replied that when something takes this much dedication and passion, it requires a lot of patience, and those people are very nice
oh yeah.
and peaceful, and they're down to earth, and that's
Yeah.
why I enjoy coming to car shows, and especially classic car shows, because of the
Well,
environment.
you know, everybody has the same light, and
Yep.
we all interested in the same thing, so yeah.
All
And it
right.
wouldn't be any fun if you couldn't ride each other about something.
Right.
Exactly.
We ride each other all the time.
All right, so it's all 55s here. 55, 55, 55. Bel Air.
Bel Air.
Bel Air.
Bel Air. Yeah, they're all Bel Air.
All right, well, mister, tell us about yours and why do you think yours is the best? I want to put you on the spot.
Let me hold his arm down. wait a minute. Pat myself on the
I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. Too.
You know,
Well, before you go on, beautiful. The engine looks amazing.
okay.
All three very nice looking cars. Black pops. So now you can tell me why,
Okay.
what makes it so special.
Well, this car is special to me because I was 21 years old when I bought it. I am soon to be 77. I've had it 21 plus years.
Wow.
21.
55
55 years.
plus years.
Yes.
Wow.
55 years. It's been off the frame 3 times. It's been painted 5 times. Had 4 different interiors in it, 2 different engines. So over the years, I've done a lot with it and to it. The engine in here now is a 67 model, 327. It has 2 4-barrel carburetors.
Love the red.
It runs real well, but it's more to look at than for the speed of it. I'm too old to speed too much, you know.
Yep.
So,
Now, you bought this when you were 21.
yes.
What were you up to when you were 21? And where does this take you? When you sit here and when you see it, where does it take
Okay.
you?
I'm a retired barber. I cut hair for 54 years.
Okay.
I had only been barbering for right at a year, not quite a year. And my wife was going to college. We had a car. She was driving back and forth, and we needed another car. And I saw this one advertised in the newspaper. My first car I ever had was a 55 Chevy.
Okay.
I sold it while I was going through barber school to finance my way through school.
Right.
And then I always wanted one, so when I saw this, I got it. Since I've been 16, there's been a period of right at 1 year and 1 month that I have not had a 55 Chevy.
Okay.
So I've had 4 of them, but I've had this one for 55 years. So
Right. Now, you would remember when the Try-five series came out.
I was 10 years old.
Oh, you were 10 years
My
old.
dad had one when I was a kid.
Yep.
We had a red and white one.
Yep.
And so I've always liked the
Yes.
55s. And
What was the big deal between the Try-five series and the cars before it? I know there's a lot of different, obviously,
this
features.
55, we were talking yesterday, and Harold there said he just read in a magazine that he had that this was the best year that Chevrolet had for cars, maybe for up until then forever. It was such a drastic change from the previous years. The other cars were kind of shorter and taller.
Yes, more
These
boxy.
Box.
Yeah.
These were the low, long, sleek looking cars, and they just really hit. 55, 56, and 57 still yet remain the most popular of the Chevrolets. When you get into Chevelles and Camaros and things, they're okay, but for the full-size car this year. Now they have a big event in Bowling Green, Kentucky in August. You need to come to that.
I will be grabbing those
They
details.
they have almost 3,000 55, 6, and 7 Chevys at Beach Bend Park in Bowling Green.
I will be getting that information from you after this for sure.
Yes,
Definitely.
you'll want to come to that, so.
Well, I guess from what I'm understanding is that the Try-five series brought out the love for the car.
Yes.
Made people fall in love with what they were driving for. It was seen as more than just a car to get around.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. And you mentioned you were married at 21.
I got married at 20.
And 20, beautiful.
And August the 5th, my wife and I will be married 56 years. Thank you.
We all hope to get there.
Thank you.
Yep.
August the 12th, I'll have this car 55 years. So
That's amazing. That's
listen,
amazing. That'll be a nice anniversary drive.
I'm a keeper. When
I can tell.
When I get it, I keep it, you know.
Yeah, we can tell. We can tell from the car and obviously from the missus. One very lucky lady. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you.
Beautiful car. This is one of my favorite shots when they're all lined up like this behind me, and especially when they're all the different colors. Check out how nice it looks. See this strip right here? That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
I'm trying to jump with you and dish you off the same thing.
Is that what it is?
How you going?
Doing all right. How about
Good, thank you. You sell all Chevy parts? Where are you going to be selling next year when the show's not going to be happening?
I think they're doing it on Music Street if they can, that's what they said.
Okay,
But
so you,
they're not positive they're going to be able to get it there because they don't want them doing it here next year.
but you'll take your stuff over there because they will have vendors, so you'll be there?
I'm sure we will if they do it.
Okay, no they will, I think, yeah, they'll be running it. 7, 2 doors, it's yours?
This, yes ma'am.
And
This one was like outside, almost as just like it was when I bought it. Except I replaced all the chrome stuff on it.
So the paint and
I
stuff,
replaced the interior and put motor and transmission and all in it.
nice.
The body's basically like it was when I bought it.
Don't you just love these? Look at it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And you've always liked the 57?
Yes ma'am.
I don't blame you, that's my favorite too. And I said that to a bunch of nice people I've been talking to, and they love 55s, or you know, some love their 56s, but I said if I could go back in time, I'd be riding this.
Bad thing about the 57s is they're the most costly to restore
Really?
because there's so much chrome on them.
Well, that's what makes it shiny.
Yeah.
That's what makes it stand out, so.
That's what makes it expensive too.
Yeah, that's what makes it expensive. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm wanting to have it.
How do you feel about this being the last year that the show is happening?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm hoping, and the way they talk, they're going to have more room. So I don't mind, because we were worried about getting a place to park because we came over this morning.
Where'd you come from?
Chattanooga.
Oh, okay, yep.
So we're not far.
Yep.
But we did find us a place to park. So
Coming this
40 years.
40 years, I guess,
Wow.
to this show.
And how do you feel, sir, about it not happening next year?
Well, it's still happening. It's just not the show it is now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
It's going to be more like a cruise in.
that's right.
That's
so
fine.
which is all you want anyways.
I'd rather have the cruise ins. I don't care about the show or
Yeah.
to get trophies and all that because everybody can't get one.
Yes, true.
I'd rather have the cruise ins.
So it'll be a nice thing.
You just come, socialize, look at them cars, you go home.
Yeah.
Well, they've just picked up all the good things from the show and made it all that.
Well, see, mine's a driver.
Right.
I drive it wherever I go, so it's not, it can't compete with some of these people that, and a lot of them drive them, but there's a lot of them been brought in on trailers. And they got $100,000 in their car, where I don't have nothing compared to that in
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah,
I
but you
drive
enjoy
mine.
it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it, sir.
And so I can't compete in a show.
Yeah.
But now cruising, if everybody looking, and that to me is
That's going to be nice. And then you
yeah.
get together with friends as well and the
Yeah.
people you've seen over the years.
Yes.
Okay, so that's nice. That's really good. Because I thought after 40 years it's closing down and so many people love coming to this, but they're going about it the right way. This way they can enjoy themselves as well.
Yeah.
They can sit down and just socialize.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for chatting.
You're most welcome.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now I always talk about the stories that I hear at the car shows, especially the classic car shows, and the thing that I love and I find so fascinating is the memories that it brings up of the time that it was bought or the time when the person, the owner, was younger. Now I heard a great story and we were talking about how long each person or an owner has had the car for, and I've just been told that a person has had it since the day they were born because they had a Chevy 57 and they were driven home from the hospital in that car to home. That was the story. Now, this wasn't your story, sir, but it was another.
No, it was a gentleman this morning told us about, we were talking about, well, he was telling him he's had those cars since first car he ever bought.
Yeah,
And that guy said, well, he knows somebody that was brought home from the hospital.
in that car.
In that car. So I said, instead of him having it since it was new, he's had it ever since he was new.
Yep, that's. I love that. I love that, dude. I love that. That's amazing. Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Same here. Stay cool. See you guys.